children, welcome to the Kids 252 show. My name is SHEENA and I'm always excited to have you children watching the show, and all the parents that are watching the show from wherever you are. Thank you so much. So today we're going to be sharing a series of things. So make sure you pay attention because we have a few questions at the end of the session. So I hope you enjoy everything we're going to share with you right from the praise and worship. By the way, we are in Gaba, just in case you've forgotten. We've not yet gone to America, but in case we get to America, we'll let you know. But for now, we're still in Gaba, and we're very happy that you guys are always watching the show and following. I get your comments all the time, and every time I receive your comments, I'm always happy. I'll be making a few announcements by the end of the show, so make sure you don't miss out on these. So for now, I'm signing out, and I'll see you after all the segments are done. And bye for now.
My God is strong. He'll do anything big or small. Nothing is impossible for a super wonderful God. Every day I can know God is always there for me and my family. Every day I can know greater is the one who lives inside me. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Oh, 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 My God is strong. He'll do anything big or small. Nothing is impossible for a super wonderful God. Every day I can know God is always there for me and my family. Oh, every day I can know greater is the one who lives inside me. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Oh, 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 Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. 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 Oh, 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 Lord, I want to be pleasing to you in everything I do, and I want to love you more than yesterday, more
My name is Eva Chigozi. Welcome back from your schools. We are glad that you are in your holidays. I know you're enjoying your holidays. Yes, today I'm glad to be your teacher, and I'm going to be taking you through our lesson coming from Genesis chapter 42 from verses 1 to 20. And it's about love for family. Children, do you know what love for family means? Yeah, I'm here to tell you about love for families. Love for family means having the best interests, the good thoughts towards your family members and towards the people where you come from. Yes, and then, children, can you tell me how you can show love to your family? Showing love to your family, you can show love to your family by standing with them in times of trouble and in times of good times. You can show love to your family by praying for them. You can show love to your family by protecting one another, not being the brother's keeper. Now that you're in your holidays, you have to be the brother's keeper. And then another thing, you can show love to your family by preserving the dignity of your family. When you preserve the dignity of your family, you cannot just go and talk about your family, backbiting your family, talking bad things about your family. That is showing love to your family. And then before diving into our topic today, our story today that comes from the book of Genesis, chapter 42 from verses 1 to 20, let's watch a short video and then I'll be right back.
The Faithful Hall of Fame, Joseph. This is Joseph, who was the son of Israel and Rachel. But he had 11 brothers who hated him and sold him into slavery. After being put in jail, Joseph told of the future of Egypt when he interpreted Pharaoh's dreams, and Joseph found favor with the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh made Joseph a leader in his kingdom. Just as Joseph had told the Pharaoh, Egypt had 7 years of abundance. Then the 7 years of abundance came to an end, and the 7 years of famine began, just as Joseph had said. But the Egyptians had food to eat because Joseph had planned for the famine. There was famine in all the other lands, and many came to Joseph to buy food. There was even a famine in the land that Joseph came from. So when Israel heard that there was grain in Egypt, he sent his sons to buy some. But Israel did not send Benjamin with the others because he was afraid that harm might come to him. When Joseph's brothers came to him, Joseph recognized them, but he pretended to be a stranger. So Joseph decided to test his brothers. He had his interpreter tell them to send for Benjamin, who had stayed home. And then he threw his brothers in jail for 3 days. On the 3rd day, Joseph let all but one of the brothers take grain to their starving households with the instruction to bring Benjamin back. But Joseph provided for his brothers' journey and gave them grain and silver. The brothers did exactly as Joseph instructed, as they were scared that God was punishing them for what they had done to Joseph so many years before. They traveled home to their father's house, then back to Egypt. Now that he had seen that they brought Benjamin, Joseph was overwhelmed, so he released the brother who was still in prison. But Joseph decided to play one more trick on his brothers. He sent the brothers away but told his servant to hide his silver cup in Benjamin's bag. Then Joseph told the servant to go after the brothers and retrieve the cup. The The brothers hadn't traveled far before the servant stopped them and accused them of stealing the cup. Joseph could no longer control himself before his attendants. He made them leave so he could be alone with his brothers, and he told his brothers who he really was.
Ta-da!
He told them of his life and all he had experienced, and he forgave them for what they had done. God was with Joseph and took care of him and showed him favor.
So children, have we learned something from the story? Have we got something, as Teacher Eva was explaining, and from our video? So let's dive directly to our questions. Why do you think Jacob sent Joseph's brothers to Egypt? In a second, let me tell you the answer. Jacob sent his children to Egypt, Joseph's brothers to Egypt, to get some food because there was a lot of famine in the land of Canaan. So they went to get some food. And then number two, I will ask, how do you think Joseph reacted after seeing his brothers that had sold him off? Do you know what? Tell me the answer in a second. Okay, let me also tell you my answer. Joseph recognized his brothers and reacted harshly. And then the third question I would ask, what opportunities do you have to do the right thing? What opportunities do you have to do what is right even when it's hard? Yeah, we have opportunities to hurt our enemies, but we do not do that. The opportunity we have is to treat our enemies even when we have the powers to hurt them. Like we look at Joseph. Joseph had powers to hurt his brothers, had powers to deny them the food, but he did not do so. He just went ahead and gave them the food and tasked them to bring Benjamin. He acted rightly to make sure the name of Jesus is glorified. So children, if you have the opportunity to do the right thing, please don't hesitate. Like we've seen Joseph has given us the right example, that even when his brothers sold him off, he did not deny them food. He used that opportunity to bless them with the food, however much he was hurt. And then another thing I would say, the opportunities of stealing. They've entrusted us money. With money, Dad gives us money, Mommy gives us some money to keep. Please, do not steal it. You have the opportunity to do the right thing. That has been our topic, our lesson today. Thank you for listening, children. May God bless you. Bye-bye. Our memory verse today comes from the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, verses 17. And it says, have respect for all, loving your brothers, fearing the Lord, and honoring the King. May God bless you.
Children, welcome to our skills show today. And we are going to look on how we can lay our bed. So we have our blankets here. We have our pair of bed sheets and a towel. So our friends here are going to help us and we make our bed. So this one, friend of mine is going to first get these things and help us. Then this friend of mine will also help me. Stand there. Here we go. Before doing anything, our beds must be dusted with some very many things. So we start by cleaning it so that we don't cover those things just down there. So now let's get our bed sheet. Okay. We stretch our bed sheet and we're trying to cover the mattress with our first bed sheet. Make sure you fold it very well so that you don't leave it hanging. We don't leave that bed sheet hanging. There we go. Yes. We got this side. Okay. Okay. We cover. Go ahead. Let me help my friend here. After that one, after covering, I think our mattress is now well covered. Okay, let me cover this part very well. Okay. We get another bed sheet. My friend, let's be quick. Get this part, touch there. We are now on another bed sheet that goes up. Okay. Okay, let us fold it this way since it is too big. Touch that part. Okay. And make sure your bed sheet or your blanket does not go down. It should not exceed the bed so that it goes down, because down there it might be dirty. Okay, touch there. There we go, we cover. Press the second. Good. Good. Yes. And let's get our blanket. Okay. Our friend is still helping us here. Please make sure you don't press your blanket or your bed sheet down. If you see it is too big, you just fold it. Touch this part, to this end. Okay. Okay. Get the down part. Okay, thank you. Thank you, my friend. It's very well. Stretch, stretch. Again, down there. Down. You first get it, stretch down from there. Okay. As you can see, we are remaining with our towel. Okay. Since our towel is used to cleaning our body, it is always wet. So we would like to fold our towel and press it somewhere here so that we leave it hanging so that it gets dry. And our bed is done. Thank you so much for following us. I think next time we'll also use this skill to make your beds.
Bulijjo. Tambo lane Yesu, ngatunyumiza.
Hello children, welcome to the Kidz 252 show. My name is SHEENA and I'm always excited to have you children and parents watching this show with me, because even me nange ntule yosewe nembalabako nange nelabako nga ndi wano mbaweereza. Anyways, every time you see the talk show starting, you know it is learning time, it is lesson time. I hope Tebiba Boa, please just enjoy this show because everything we are going to discuss on here is really important. We have a guest today. She does a lot of things. She's one of the favorites of mine. Nina Musawabe Angelia. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hello,
my name is Mwesgwa Prosperity.
Okay.
I'm a member and a pastor of Gaba Community Church.
Okay.
I'm a mother.
Okay.
And I do a lot of things at church.
Oh my God, a lot of things like what?
I do ushering, the coordinator of the believer care.
Okay.
I go to visit the sick people, go to pray with the people, encourage them, those who are going through hard times.
Kati believer care cho kibeera kitya?
Believer care kwe kulabirira abantu b'ekkanisa. Ye
Nobanonyako.
N'obanoonyako, n'omanya bye bayitamu, n'obasabira, n'otwala abasumba ne babasabira, bwe bafiirwa n'ogenda n'obaziikirako, n'obakyalirako, n'ab'embaga n'ogenda ku mbaga zaabwe n'obacelebratinga, n'abazadde abaana n'abagraduatinze.
Nange njagala beera mu believer care, kyekolya keeke nnyingi.
Jangu tukwaniriza.
So today tugenda batwogera ku family. And Madam Prosperity wanene agenda tuyambako okutegeera family kyeki, lwaki family gye ziri mu nsi. What is the importance of having a family? What are the virtues of a family? Ebintu bingi naye agenda tuyamba abimenye tusobole obitegeera. So nze my first question is family kyeki?
Family be bantu abali awamu, mubeeramu maama ne taata. Oluusi ne taata ayinza okuba nga taliiwo, naye abantu bano nga babeera wamu, nga baagalana, nga bakkiriziganya. Abamu babeera nga baluganda mu musaayi, abamu nga bajja ne batwegattako nga tubeera wamu.
Kati usually abantu babeera wamu babeera n'ekintu kye tuyita omukwano. Kati what is love for family? And how do we show our love for family?
Showing love to our families is loving everyone regardless of who they are. Kwe kubaagalanga bwe bali bonna, oba gwe omuzaala oba si gwe omuzaala, naye nga obeera naye era n'okubafaako, making sure that they are cared for. They have eaten, they have slept well. Those who are sick, you care for them and make sure that you love all of them.
Kati okubalabirira kuno tuba tubalaze nti tubaagala. That is what you are explaining. Simanyi oba mukitegedde, nno nze mbadde nkimiisinze. Kakati n'ekirala, what things make children feel they are loved? Abaana ffe nga abaana olowooza ki ekireetera ffe abaana okuwulira nti twagalwa?
One of the things is caring for the children. Like when a child wants to talk to you, you give them time. When they do something good, you celebrate them. Even when they do something wrong, you correct them in love.
Kakati oyogedde ku ekyo ekintu. So let it lead us to another question. Poverty and wealth versus love for family. Ogenze n'oyogera ku okubaagala even in the wrong. Kati omwana waakola ensobi n'omukuba, bw'oba olaba ng'omugolola oba
okyamwagala nnyo. Kubanga ne Bayibuli egamba tisuula omuggo oyonoona omwana. So as long as you punish them in love, si bino ebyokukwata n'okuba omutwe n'osamba n'olinya kubanga yakoze ensobi, naye bw'omukolekitinga mu kwagala, omwana oyo oba omwagala n'omugamba kiwakoze kikyamu, ngenda kukubayo obuggo wadde bubadde butaano, bw'aba akwenenyereza n'omugamba ngenda kukubayo busatu. Oba n'omuwayo omulundi omulala n'omugamba kakati leero nkusonyiye naye olulala nja kukuba kubanga bayibuli etugamba abaana baffe okuba collectinga nga bakoze obubi si kiba okoze okaze tukozesa bingi okugolola abaana abo like oyinza omugamba nti leero togenda kulaba TV olunaku lulamba onomugamba nti oba olwaleero togenda kuzannya zino eddakiika zewandizannye beera wano kubanga waziiza omusango ye tuba tubaagala naye atakwagala ayinza omukuba n'amulinya omutwe n'amumma emmere n'amugamba siddamu okulaba nga ofulumye wano kati okwo tekuba kwagala
kakati waliwo abazadde abamu nga omwana ne wakola ensobi simanyi oba kwagala naye bo bakiyita kwagala omwana agenda kukola ensobi and out of so much love according to them agenda kuba atya n'omukuba yadde omugambako kuba omwana agenda kunyiiga abazadde abo oboogerako ki era oyinza bigambo ki byoyinza obbagamba
abazadde abo njagala okubagamba okusinziira ku bayibuli bayibuli etulagira okutereeza abaana baffe bulungi okubakangavula mu kwagala kuba ne Katonda atukangavula naffe abakulu naye tekitegeeza nti akoze eki atukyaye ate omwana bw'ota omubuulira nsobi ye bw'akula n'akula naye eyo era kigenda kuddira gwe omuki omuzadde nga gwe tomugambako n'akula n'atuuka ku mulimu nga bosi we tasobola mugambako kubanga ewaka maama ne taata baali tebakola ki oba anti base n'okula n'akuka ebyo si birungi era Katonda tabyagala.
Tweyanze nnyo Madam Prosperity kakati mu baana baffe nkimanyi ne mu baana bo kiyinza okuba tekiri mu baana bo but usually tekitera missinga. Usually we have families naye mu families ezo ne wabeerayo omwana omu tebatera kuba babiri atera kuba omu bannaye ng'omwana oyo tayagalika bannaye nga buli kayisa akabi k'omanyi buli mwoyo gw'omanyi gutula ku mwana oli kati jjukira some of the things these children carry byebireeta spirit of rejection unto them. Some of the things the kids do ng'omwana oyo yalina emputu omwana oyo yatawuliriza omwana oyo yavuma abantu omwana oyo gwe batuma n'agaana omwana oyo buli kimu omwana oyo bannaye omwana oyo omwana gwe bw'oba gy'oli ffe ng'abazadde nga tetunagenda ku baana otusalira magezi ki ku lw'omwana oyo
ku lw'omwana oyo abazadde nsaba basome 1 Corinthians 13 kuva ku verse 3 paka ku 5
mugiwandike nange ngiwandise
eyegamba love is kind, love is patience, love does not seek self-seeking, love does not anger, love does not keep records of wrongs. Kati bw'obeera ne love eyo egenda kuyamba okulera omwana oyo kubanga egambye teyenoonyeza byayo yakugumiikiriza tenyiiga tekuuma biki bibi na busungu kakati buli lw'owulira ng'omwana oyo akunyiizizza ng'okozesa ekyawandiikibwa ekyo ojja kwagala omwana oyo era omwana oyo ajja kukyuka ayinza obutakyukirawo saawa eyo naye omwana oyo bw'alikula alijjukira byonna byewakola ki byewamuyigiriza byewakolanga n'agamba nalina omuntu akola ki anjagala mukama yeebazibwe nange mbalina naye nze wange amazima kizibu nnyo omwana okujja okugamba nti no mami tanjagala era actually tebamanyi ani gwe nsinga kwagala waliwo ne gwe bakubuuza lwaki ye gundi takola kino naye bagenda okulaba onoobakola ki obatwalira wamu kubanga ekyawandiikibwa ekyo kinyamba okugumikiriza abaana abo abazadde abali eyo mugumikiriza abaana abo betulowooza nti babi betulowooza nti baliko rejection obasabire baagale nga bwe bali nga naffe Katonda bw'atwagala nga bwe tuli
kakati n'ekirala I want you to talk to those children omwana oyo atayagalika omwana oyo ate nga naye okimanyi nti no babibagamba aga ne mwana gwe toyagalika mwana gwe buli mwoyo mubi guli ku ggwe omwana oyo oyogera naye badde nsaba oyogere naye obeeko nekyomugamba
mwana gwe ali eyawuliriza oba atulaba kuva olunaku olwaleero nsaba owulirize okyuke olekere awo byokola n'ekirala omanye nti Katonda akola ki akwagala ate olemu okubeera nga gwe afuuka ekizibu ki awaka ye Bayibuli egamba mu Zabbuli 133 tirabanga bwe kiri ekirungi abooluganda okutuula awamu nga bali mu mirembe kiringanga amafuta amalungi nga gakulukuta okuva ku kirevu kya Alooni ne gagenda ku byambalo bye kakati gwe bwobanga gwe otowulira oleeta okwawulamu ki family kati naawe kkiriza Katonda akukyuse saba Mukama oba saba abafamile bakole ki bakukyuse kati mbadde nsaba mwana gwe owulirize okuva olunaku olwaleero bazadde bo bakwagala abantu abo wobeera oba be bazadde bo oba be bakuleeta okubeeza manya nti woliwo lwaki lwakwagala mu linnya erya Yesu Mukama akwagala era ajja kukyusa tojja kuba buvunaanyizibwa gye bujja era ogenda kugasa ensi eno mu linnya erya Yesu.
Kakati, this is the last question I have for you. Oftentimes, we have scenarios. We have a family, and then there is, of course, a normal family has children in it. Nayenga waliwo embala y'obukyayi mu family eyo ng'eva ku ki ng'abaana baakyawa tugeze mami oba daddy oba auntie oba kojja yenna akulira family eyo ng'omwana yakula n'obukyayi mu family ng'eyakyawa taata oba yakyawa mama ozi ebiseera ebisinga obukyayi obwo buva ku ki?
Ebiseera ebisinga obukyayi obwo buva like nga bw'ogambye oba maama whoever alidinga family eyo nga yakula alaga omwana ono obukyayi nga buli kimu amulaga ye takola ki tamwagala ekintu ekyo kibi nnyo abazadde abakola ekintu ekyo era si kya bwa Katonda bw'obanga oli eyo omuzadde ng'oli mulokole ng'obadde okikola Katonda takikkiririzaamu kubanga oli mu kusiga ensigo mu mwana ono naye bw'ali kulagenda kola ki kyekimu ate abazadde njagala obbabuulira abaana abo be mulaba bagenda kula bafuuka ab'omugaso naye obukyayi obwo bwe wakola bannange ogenda busasulira omwana Mukama amukuza amufuula awovunaanyizibwa omwana tagenda kujjawo abeera ewuwo nga galwendi kula n'enva wano tagenda kudda era oluligenda ogenda kufuna ebizibu ng'omwana tajja totandika okugamba omwana yankyawa namukuza naye nga wamukuza omusizeemu ki obukyayi ekintu ekyo kibi nnyo abazadde abadde bakikola bakirekeraawo saba Mukama akuyambe Katonda tayagala bukyayi bw'oba wakkiriza okulera omwana oyo oba wuwo oba wa muganda wo oba wa mulonda bulonzi oba bano be tuyita spiritual children oyina okubaagala with the love of the Lord.
Yes. Kati, thank you so much. Lastly, I want you to talk to the children. Much as to Gaba, sometimes, Madam Prosperity to Gamanti, Mami yakulanda go buchai. It could be the reason. But then sometimes we have a lot of people that have scars on their hearts. Where do these scars come from? They come from the things we experienced as children. Maybe oyina kyewakola nga mami gyendi nekimpisa bubi obuchayi ne bukola ki
kwata
njagala oyogere n'oyo omwana ali eyo nga alina obuchayi obanga maybe yakyawa daddy olw'okuba anywa omwenge obanga yakyawa mami olw'okuba yamulaba alina kyakola ekitasaana njagala mbadde nsaba oyogere n'oyo omwana.
Mwana gwe ali yampuliriza oba atulaba waneeno obukyayi Katonda takyagala nga bwe ngambye abazadde kyekimu naawe Bayibuli etugamba okusonyiwa egamba bw'otosonyiwa nawe tolisonyiyibwa ate okuvaako sikaala eyo eri ku mutima gwo kwe kusonyiwa omuzadde oyo kubanga oluusi ebimu ne byolowooza nti nno yakunyiiza yali nsobiyo oba yali akutereeza kale oluusi ayinza okuba naye yakola ensobi kubanga muntu naye sonyiwa osobole okweyongerayo kubanga Bayibuli etugamba bwe tutasonyiyibwa naffe tetulikola ki tetulisonywa era Bayibuli etugaana okukyawa si kyabwa Katonda bw'okyawa munno ogenda mu geyeena in case ng'omaze n'ofa.
Tuyanzanya mama Beka Mukama apomukisa.
Amina.
Abaana abali eyo n'abazadde especially abaana nsubira muwulidde nze njizeeyo ebintu bingi ekisooka nina okusooka okusonyiwa nina okwagala famire yange mami ne daddy ne uncle yenna oba ina kyeyankola nina omusonyiwa ate nekyate twekyawa oluusi obukyayi bw'abaana bayize buva ku buntu butono nnyo kati tugeze oli yalese ripoti nga ye yayise nga nze saasomye bulungi nakyo kisobola oleeta obukyayi mu baana tokyawa muganda wo mugamba akuyambe
ekyo kiva ku muzadde
tokyawa mwana tomukyawa abazadde twetereeze naye n'abaana twetereeze tubeere baana balungi kansuubire muyize bingi okuva mu eno talk show kubanga eno lesson time. Mukama abakuume, tubaagala nnyo. Nsigadde nze Sheena, ono mami Beka. Simwe abaana baffe.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Hello, I greet you all in the name of Jesus Christ. My name is Mrs. Helen Kidz, and I fellowship with Gaba Community Church. We are here today to talk about mental illnesses, and specifically among children. Let us begin by looking at what is mental health. Allow me to put on my glasses. Mental health is an overall wellness of how you think, regulate your feelings, and behave. And sometimes this can have problems that can affect the way you behave, which may not be acceptable among the community in which you live or in the family. It may cause confusion because the way your behavior is abnormal according to what people know about you or about people in the same age that you are. So today we want to look specifically at the children psychological problems or mental illnesses. In a family, we develop daily routines and develop rules that help us to live along and comfortably as a family. But you may realize that as children develop, they may not obey the rules or may differ from the routines of the family. That is how you identify that there's something not right with them. It's important to put rules and routines to make everybody comfortable in the house or in the family, because they know what to do, when, and how. So, as children, majorly the mental illnesses are divided into groups. We have the childhood psychological problems, and these include disruptive behavior problems. That is attention. Children lack attention. They have conduct disorders. And then we have childhood anxiety and depression. Children feel lonely. They feel anxious. They develop fears and depressions. And then we also have what we call symptom-based problem of childhood, where we have enuresis, encompasses, and some. In these, that is enuresis, we talk about children urinating in any place, in clothes, on the bed, in places that are inappropriate. And then the other one is they will defecate, they put feces anywhere, in clothes, inappropriate places. And then we also have what we call somnambulism. Here, it's the child wakes up, especially the early hours of their sleep. They wake up and walk around the room when they are sleeping. It's like sleepwalking. So, as parents, those actions bring distress to the family, bring anxiety to the children, and also to the parents, because they are not normal behaviors. And then also the other group of disorders that we have are the learning, intellectual, and developmental disabilities. And this, yes, there are also a number of them. They are also categorized into specific categories. We have the ones, learning disabilities, majorly in reading and writing, sometimes called dyslexia. And then we have mathematics disorder called dyscalculia, where the child has a problem with calculations, with math. They cannot easily deal with numbers, especially like carrying. When you add and you have to carry to the next position, they get confused and can't work along. So they end up being poor performers in mathematics. And many times also this brings discomfort to the parents. There is inattention or hyperactive or both. They lack attention in academics. Someone does not settle in the class. They have difficulty in remaining seated for the 45 minutes or for the 1 hour that the teacher is addressing them, and this causes them to have poor performance. And then also they have problem with socializing with others, because when you are socializing, you take time, you sit and talk and converse on different things. But for them, they are always on the go. They're up and down. They are impatient, they're inconsistent, and they always want to go to something else. So when they are jumpy, they are restless, especially when they are young, they are restless, they are all over the place, and they have difficulty in playing quietly. They talk a lot. When someone is talking a lot, you maybe need to check out whether they have this deficiency. And then also they may have conduct disorders. And here their aggression to people, to animals, destruction of property, deceitfulness, or theft, or serious violation of rules. So they have aggressive behavior, they deliberate cruelty to people or animals, they easily damage property, they are fond of lying, stealing, cheating, and they may also get involved in criminal theft and violation of others' rights. They are bully, they want to always disturb others, and they have early onset of sexual behavior, drinking, substance abuse, and general risk-taking behavior. And then children may also be anxious, just as we said, what we call childhood anxiety and depression. Here they have exaggerated fears that maybe their parent will die, maybe they are going to become ill, maybe something bad is going to happen to them, and they live in a state of fearing all the time. They have separation anxiety, whereby they don't want to get away from their parents. Like children, even in adolescents, as you take someone to boarding school, you find an adolescent crying, not wanting to be left at school by their parents. They don't easily go out with other people. And then also sometimes they have obsessive compulsive disorder. They have repeated thoughts or actions. Like for girls, someone may want to go and wash and wash and wash. They may take a shower like 5 times a day. They have phobias. Yeah, social phobia. They fear to interact with other people or to be in a group of people. Some also may have animal phobia. They fear insects, they fear dogs, they fear cats. They are fearful all the time. And then also we may have childhood depression. And this is majorly expressed through withdrawal from the community, withdraw from what used to interest them. They may also withdraw from school, and they will say, I feel sad, I feel unhappy. So the prolonged periods of unhappy or irritability, someone was maybe something didn't go wrong and someone was maybe rebuked, and they will be sad and they will be annoyed for the whole month. So they have a risk of harming, of self-harm. So I put a caution here that if the sadness becomes persistent or interferes with normal social activities, interest, schoolwork, or family life, it may mean they need support from a mental health profession, because this may retard everything in their life. They may also lack interest in food. They don't want to eat anything, especially the adolescents. They may hide in the I want to make figure, and yet they have something hurting. Sometimes you may need to check them out. I've already talked about the enuresis, the reported voiding of urine into bed and or clothing. Then encompressis, repeated passage of feces in inappropriate places, cloth, on the floor. So a child may know how to use their potty, but they end up putting their feces on the floor, and you wonder what the problem is with them. And then also we talked about the raising up from bed during sleep and walking about in the room. Then the second category about the learning intellectual. This one is also normally a problem. Reading achievements significantly below standard for the IQ and education level. Normally you realize that their performance is poor and it's not improving all over time. They have a problem with writing skills significantly below the IQ. It's because the normal IQ should be up 70 and above, but these children, their IQ is below. They are also sometimes characterized by grammatical punctuation and spelling errors. If these are repeated, then maybe you need to find out. Don't just slap this kid or abuse them. They could be having a mental problem that may need intervention. And then we talked about the mathematical ability below the age and IQ, because at a particular age you expect someone to know some calculations, at least basic calculations. But when someone has a problem with that, then it's a concern where the parent or the teacher should get concerned and find out what the problem could be. And this majorly significantly interferes with their academic or daily activities. Like maybe going to the shop, they can't easily find the balance of money that they have to get after buying some items. So you need to find out if someone, especially if the child has a problem with mathematics. It's not that they are dense or they are silly or stupid, but they could have a mental problem that they need your help. Then we have those that have profound mental retardation, and these ones have an IQ that is below 20 to 25. And most people in this category usually have unidentified neurological conditions. That is the main cause of disability, and they will display considerable impairment in sensory and mental function. They have a problem with their senses, and they have a problem with their reasoning. And then we also have the pervasive development disorder. And this one, we have several examples. We have where we have that autistic disorder, where some children may have autism. And for children that have autism, they have no interest in other people. They lack eye contact. They have a repeated behavior. They may be confused by language. You may talk to them and they may not seem to be understanding what you are saying. So they normally want to do things alone because they are not interested in people. They do not easily use words and gestures in communication because they don't have meaning for such words. They are easily upset by certain sounds. Like sometimes those sounds could be maybe on a TV, maybe a hooting of a car, maybe some song, and whenever that song, they feel bad. They want specific food. They will eat only foods with a certain texture. They may want clothes with a certain texture. So these are scares. Most of the time, these are scares to the parents. But parents need to know that they need to support these children. They do not need to reject them or cast them or go into situations of pointing fingers or blame game. The husband blames the wife blames the husband, the wife blames the auntie and the grandparents. So some of these developments, these causes are, some are genetic, some are environmental. Yes, I think we've had enough for today. We shall come back on how do we handle such children in our next episode.
Thank you for always watching and following the show. I really appreciate you all. And I want to take this opportunity before I sign out and make a few announcements. So we'll be having the children's camp on the 29th and the 30th of this month. Okay, so I'll be expecting you children from nursery to primary 4 to let your parents know that there's a children's camp and you ought to attend and be there with us, because I'll be there and the rest of the teachers. And then also the parents, please bring your children. We'll be paying 30,000 per head for 2 days straight. So please bring your children. You drop them in the morning and pick them in the evening for 2 days, just 2 days of serving the Lord. Abana mubalete, please. And then, well, lastly, I want to send shouts out to the beautiful Musevens Day and Ava. I forgot to send you shouts out last week, but I hope Onansonyiwa. I want to send shouts out to Immaculate Janine. Thank you for watching the show, and your siblings. I want to send shouts out to my nieces and nephews at home. My sister Sophie, I love you so much. My sister Sheila, I love you so much. And the rest of the guys watching the show, thank you for following and sending your feedback. Your comments are, I take them at heart, not offensively, but with so much gladness. And I don't know. I thank God for you. So that's all we have for today, and bye-bye. See you next week.